Welcome to a very special episode of Greg Chapman Almost Live, where things this week are going to be a little different. Don't worry, for those of you that enjoy the live Choose Your Own Adventure story at the end of the show, that will still be coming up on our Facebook page at 6 o'clock. But right now, we are proud to introduce a very special film that we call The Legend of the Jaguars I.
Hug thirsty. We're tribe. Tribe go hunt. Hug thirsty now. Where I'll get drink. I'll gather berries. How I'll gather berries. I'll not know how gather. I'll make tool. A good make tool. Ug make hammer. Ug hurt foot. Ug not good make tool. Ug hurt foot and ug thirsty. Ug find berry. Ug find berry. I'll not find berry. I'll find stone. I'll hurt tooth. I'll tooth hurt and I'll foot hurt and I'll thirsty. I'll find nut. I'll drink nut. How I'll open nut. I'll smart. I'll drink nut. Not empty. Not dead. Not empty. Not dead. Stone make nut come live again. Tribe return. Ug find magic stone. Ug find stone make nut come alive again.
Ugh silly. Ugh find stone. Tribe find dinner. Tribe hunt mammoth.
Mammoth alive.
Tribe hunt mammoth. Mammoth dead.
Mammoth alive!
The first mention of the stone, which would come to be known as the Jaguars I, comes from cave art from 11,000 years ago. After that, the stone passed out of recorded history for nearly 10,000 years.
This week, we did all go on a school trip to the museum. First, we did go to see the dinosaurs. Mr. Johnson did tell us not to touch the dinosaurs, But he did not tell the dinosaurs not to touch us, and Matthew got eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was very messy. Then we did go to a room with mummies in them. I would not like to be a mummy because they take your brain out through your nose. Also, you must be deaded. One of the mummies was cursed and did chase Jessica, but then the mummy did get eaten by the dinosaur. We all cheered. But then Jessica did get eaten by the dinosaur as well. The next room was my favoritist. It was about Mexico and the Maya and Aztecs and other people. We saw a model of one pyramid from a place called Teotihuacan, which showed that they did human sacrifice. The guide asked us if somebody wanted to volunteer to be a sacrifice. Rob did volunteer, but the guide said that it was a joke. She told us a legend about a magic stone that one of the ancient Mexican cities had. The legend said that the stone could bring people back to life. Mr. Johnson said that that would be very useful because the dinosaur was now eating Samantha. The guide told us that the people worshipped gods and some of their gods were animals like serpents and jaguars. They made a special model of a jaguar and they put their magic stone into the eye of the jaguar, and so the stone is called the Jaguar's Eye. I asked what they put in the second eye. The guide said he didn't know if they put anything in the second eye, and I asked if they made it an eye patch like a pirate. Mr. Johnson told me to be quiet. I was not really upset when the Tyrannosaurus ate him. This is the end of my video. We did see more rooms in the museum, but I'm not allowed to make them in the video because Mr. Johnson says I'm not taking this seriously and nobody was eaten by a T-Rex. If he hadn't been eaten by a T-Rex already, I'd have him eat it again. Rob and I went home and I had baked beans for tea. The end.
After the legend of the stone's use in the ancient Mesoamerican city of Teotihuacan, it passed through the hands of various tribes and people, eventually ending up in the hands of the Mayans in the city of Uxmal. After that city was overrun by the Toltecs and then abandoned in 1100 AD, the stone lay hidden from all human life. Then, one day, the Spanish Conquistadors arrived in Mexico.
I really think that we should have followed the rest of the army. I'm not sure that this shortcut is working. I know. I do not feel happy about being part of the Spanish colonial army. But the job advert only said we would travel to exotic locations. It didn't say anything about fighting. Besides, we had to get out of France. King Louis was really not happy when I told him that I thought those tapestries he was hanging in Notre Dame were a real fire risk. Apparently, the king has a divine right and not a divine wrong, so we're best off out of France until he is no longer king. What? Dead? When did he die? 5 years ago? Why didn't you say anything? You like Mexican food. You wait here. I'm going to try climbing that big temple over there and see if we can find the army. That's strange. Those look like turtles. Why would there be turtles in the middle of the jungle?
Hello.
Who said that? Where are you?
Over here.
You're a turtle?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Where are my manners? I am Sir Thomas. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
That's a good question. I have a name. I haven't used it for more than 400 years.
400 years?
Oh, yes. Igor. That's it. They call me Igor.
Are you some sort of a god?
No. Why would you think that?
Well, you have this temple, you are over 400 years old.
Oh, yes. You see, many years ago, I was brought here from the sea. I was put in this building because they'd never seen a turtle before. They had decided to sacrifice me, but each time they tried, I kept coming back to life. They thought I was a god like you did. They didn't realize that there's a magic stone in this stupid statue. Then they all left, and I've been stuck here ever since. I never wanted to live forever. I just want to go back to the sea.
Wait a minute. You don't want to be immortal?
Oh no, immortality is slow. I like living in the fast lane.
So, if we were to take you to the sea, could we have the Jaguar?
You want to live forever?
I already do, long story. But no, I was thinking it would make a nice present for the King of France so he would let me come home.
Oh, yes.
So, do you know where the sea is?
Oh, no.
That's okay. How hard can it be to find? Seriously? How have we even managed this? Enjoy the sea. We have done a good thing today, Tony. We have given that turtle his freedom. We have returned him safely to the sea. I think we can both congratulate ourselves on a job well done.
Oh, no.
We did our job. Well, we nearly got him to the sea. We were close enough, weren't we? I thought you might say that. Look, he has landed on that rock. I have an idea.
I'm living in the fast lane now.
Can we go home now, please?
Sir Thomas and Tony presented the Jaguars I to the King of France, and it was passed down from generation to generation of royals, until Marie Antoinette inconveniently left it in her cell in the morning she was taken out to meet Madame Guillotine. From there it passed through many hands, eventually arriving in the hands of a Mr. Adler, American philanthropist and financier of the Skyvern, the last airship.
Hello?
Lupo, we're nearly over Mexico. Is Mr. Adler's package safe?
Yes, Captain, it's right here.
Just go over the instructions again, and I'll call you back in a few minutes.
And Lupo,
Yes?
don't break it.
Would I?
Dear crew, you will find enclosed an infamous Jaguar statue containing a precious stone known as the Jaguar's I. There are legends and stories surrounding this stone and its powers to grant life and cheat death. I have come to the conclusion that the safest thing for it is to return it to Mexico, where it was originally found. I trust that your crew will handle this with due discretion and care.
Sarino, could you go and get that back for me? Hello, Captain. Coming into land. Okay, that's fine. The eye is safe. Thank you, Sarino.
The crew of the Skyvern returned the Jaguar's Eye to the lost temple deep in the heart of the Campeche jungle, where it stayed hidden until the 1940s, when Baron Adler, a distant relative of the philanthropist who had inherited his documents and money but not his heart, decided that he wanted the power of the Jaguar's Eye for himself. Luckily, the late Mr. Adler had left plans in place for this, and a time-travelling adventurer was called into action. Soon the power of the Jaguar's Eye will be all mine. Is someone out there? Careful, Baron. You're becoming paranoid. You know you're the only one out here. You'll start talking to yourself next. Right. Time for a good breakfast, and then I'll go into the temple. Where did I put those eggs? I had been called upon to keep the legendary Jaguar's Eye out of the hands of the villainous Baron Adler, and I had managed to make my way into the jungle without his knowledge, using my years of drama training to allow me to carry out a detailed impersonation of a series of trees. Knowing I had only minutes to spare before he discovered that I had forgotten to bring food and stolen his eggs, I made my way through the jungle quietly, being careful not to set off any booby traps. Ah! There's a thief in these woods. I entered the Lost Temple, where I expected to find the Jaguar's Eye, prepared for whatever booby traps were about to come at me. Luckily, I have found that in these situations, the temple builders have usually left some sort of clue as to any booby traps. Consulting the picture on the wall, however, I concluded that this room was merely an acupuncture treatment room, and so unlikely to be booby-trapped. As I continued into the jungle, surprised at the lack of booby traps, the heat was ever increasing, and I was very impressed to find that the people who'd built this temple had even provided coat hooks. This coat belongs to Greg Chapman. What's that do-gooder doing here? Very well. I shall get the Jaguar's eye and I'll kill him. I had made it to the Jaguar's eye. I knew I would have to be careful. This had all the signs of a trap. I suspected that when I removed the Jaguar's eye from the podium, that it would most likely trigger some form of giant rolling boulder. I lifted the Jaguar, ready to run. I looked up to see a giant boulder overhead. The trigger system had jammed. Counting myself lucky, I snuck out the back door. Blast! I'm too late! Not so fast, Mr. Chapman. You will tell me where the Jaguar's eye is. Will I indeed? Ha ha! Now you will tell me where the Jaguar's eye is. It's in one of the other temples. Give me a minute to think. Okay, let me think about this for a moment. There were 3 temples in the jungle, and then I had the Jaguar's eye. And I took the Jaguar's eye and I put it underneath the first of the temples, and then as I was coming back they all got sort of muddled around and moved around and mixed up in my head. Now, assuming you're slightly cleverer than me, you've probably remembered which one of the temples had it in. You're thinking that one. No, it was actually this one over here. Now, you've got to keep better track than that, otherwise we're never going to know where the Jaguar's eye ended up, because I wasn't very happy about where I'd put the Jaguar's eye that time, so I took the Jaguar's eye back. I put it under the middle temple this time, and then I gave them all a little bit more of a muddle around, a little bit like that, a little bit like that, and at this point in time hopefully you have followed what is going on and you know exactly where it is. You're thinking that one over there. No, it was actually that one over here this time. So what we'll do, we'll try this one more time just to make sure that you have absolutely got what's going on. We're going to take it, we're going to pop it under here, and then we're going to give them all a nice big mix up. So let's slide that one over there, slide that round there, that one can go over there, that round there, that in there, that up there, that down there. Are you following this? I really do hope you're following this, because I've lost track of it now. There we go, and that goes around there like that, and that one goes around there like that. Okay, which one do you think it's in? The middle one. The middle one. Okay, so not that one then. No, you're quite right. That would have been a rolling boulder of doom. Not that one there. You're quite right again. Another rolling boulder of doom. And what about this one here? That is... Oh. Okay, that's not the Jaguar's eye. That does seem familiar, though. It's almost like the pin from a stick grenade. From here, the story of the Jaguar's Eye becomes nothing more than legend. Some say that it was lost forever. Some say that it was cast into the deepest ocean where its power could never be used for evil. Perhaps we will never know. Soon the power of the Jaguar's Eye will be all mine. Is someone out there? Did not.
Ugh, alive.